All right, so this is take two. Realize that I left some stuff out the first time around. Very silly. So anyway, here we go. On your extreme left is the Constitution class NCC 1701, one of the most recognizable spaceships around from the original Star Trek series. In the back, the USS Enterprise 1701C Ambassador class, one of my personal favorites, seen in the Next Generation. Here in the front, this is the NX-01 Enterprise, as seen in the Star Trek Enterprise TV series. Back here we have the known as the Future Enterprise from the finale of Star Trek The Next Generation, but known non-canonically as the Galaxy X Dreadnought. So we got extra nacelles and weapons and doodadders and whatnot. This is a non-eaglemoss version of the Excelsior class variant, USS Enterprise 1701B, as seen in Star Trek Generations. My personal favorite space vehicle, USS Enterprise Constitution class refit 1701, seen in the Star Trek films in the 1970s and 80s. Here we have a replica of the dedication plaque from the bridge of the USS Enterprise 1701D in the Star Trek The Next Generation television series. Over here we've got a Hallmark model of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, non-eaglemoss, waiting for the replacement someday if it ever becomes available, because they do have a version as well. It has little tiny hangers on of the Defiant, the Voyager, and the Enterprise 1701E. Back corner, a runabout, the USS Rio Grande, non-eaglemoss model from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Here we have the big hero ship, USS Enterprise 1701D Galaxy class, as seen in Star Trek The Next Generation. Over here we've got, from the later Star Trek The Next Generation films, USS Enterprise Sovereign class, NCC 1701E. Awesome ship. All right, moving back down here so that we get everybody in frame, which I missed last time. We've got a Steam Runner class ship in the back corner, as seen in Star Trek First Contact. This is the USS Reliant, the villainous ship from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, that Khan stole and menaced the Enterprise with. Academy trainer ship is seen in the back corner. That's from Star Trek The Next Generation. USS Stargazer, Picard's previous command to the Enterprise D, seen in the Next Generation. Antares class cargo ship, seen in the restored version of the original series, done for the 40th anniversary, so it was actually kind of a new creation. This is the USS Defiant, prominent ship from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. In the back corner here we have a Nebula class vessel, seen prominently in Star Trek The Next Generation and in Deep Space Nine. USS Voyager needs no introduction, star of the ship of the show of the same name. This is the USS Saratoga. Benjamin Sisko served on this at the Battle of Wolf 359. We have an Akira class vessel in the back from Star Trek First Contact, and a Nova class science vessel seen in Star Trek Voyager. All right, moving down to the lower shelf here. In the back we have the Maquis Raider, flown by Chakotay and his crew in the first episode of Star Trek Voyager. We have the SS Intrepid. This is an Earth Starfleet vessel seen in Star Trek Enterprise. And this is the Phoenix, the warp ship that Zephram Cochrane used to break the warp barrier in Star Trek First Contact. So these are my non-Federation Starfleet vessels. I tried to split them out. D. Daradex class Romulan warbird, featured heavily in Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. This is a 22nd century Romulan warbird. This is a hero ship, the Braille class Klingon bird of prey, seen in Star Trek films and shows throughout. This is the USS Valdor. It is a Romulan vessel seen in Star Trek Nemesis. Over here we have the Katinga class Klingon vessel, heavy cruiser seen throughout the movies. Was also just really an upgrade of the Klingon vessel seen in the original series. And then in the back corner, this is the Katinga class cruiser of the Klingon Defense Force, seen in Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Last shelf here, we have the Ferengi Marauder, and a bar of Gold Press Platinum, which I happened to get at a garage sale. That is a Cardassian Galler class cruiser, seen in Deep Space Nine and other shows. Jem'Hadar vessel, seen quite prominently in Deep Space Nine. Non-eaglemoss version of the Jem'Hadar cruiser, which just waiting for a replacement. We have a Krenim vessel, seen in a few key episodes of Star Trek Voyager. Nausicaan Raider, seen in Star Trek Enterprise. This is a Xindi aquatic vessel from Enterprise, and a Xindi insectoid vessel also from Enterprise. We have the Bajoran Solar Sailor, which we saw in an episode of Deep Space Nine. 22nd Century Vulcan vessel, and an alien vessel, the Dauntless, which held a surprise for the Voyager crew in an episode of that show. Bottom shelf, and shame on me second time around, did not light up this cool Borg cube. But this was a thank you gift, a membership gift that I got from them, nicely oversized. This is almost to scale, a Borg tactical cube, which fits quite nicely. And then this is, getting out of the Star Trek realm, one of my most prized possessions. This is the Battlestar Galactica from Ronald D. Moore's 2003 reimagined series. And at its feet we have a Raptor support craft, and we have the Mark 7 Viper featured in that show.